Hello and welcome to the Vantage Technology webinar. Today our very interesting topic is critical thinking and decision making with data and AI. We are going to look into the what is impact of data and AI on your decision making. So let me share my screen. So before starting this topic, let me introduce myself. I'm Rajneesh Kumar. I'm the CTO of Vantage Technology. I'm the Mills Ambassador as well as the AI Advocate and Influencer Award winner. You can connect me on Twitter or LinkedIn. So it's over here. So let's start with the slide. So what is a critical thinking? So critical thinking is a process for actively and skillful analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information to make, respond, judgment, or solve problem. So the key characteristic of this critical thinking is analysis. So what is analysis? So breaking down complex information into components, making them easier to understand and address. So second is evaluation. So you have to evaluate your thinking. So addressing the credibility and relevance of source, argument, access the credibility and relevance and quality of information, and argument distinguishing between the fact and fiction. So that is another point. Is another characteristic is interference. So interference is basically drawing conclusion based on evidence and reasoning. Asking question is the best way to explore the potential solution. That is how you can think about your decision. Another point is explanation. Clearly and logically articulate finding or position, access the credibility, relevance, and quality and quantity of information and argument, distinguish between the fact and opinion. That is the way you can think about that one is. And the last one is self-regulation, is reflecting on one's own belief, value, thoughtful process, employ sound logic and reasoning to reach conclusion and make decision. This is what critical thinking is. And these are the key characteristics of the critical thinking. So what is the role of critical thinking in decision making is? So first, you gather information. Critical thinking begin with the collection of information. If you don't have information, then it is very hard to get come to the conclusion or decision. So first you have to gather all information, what available information you can work on, that you have to collect that information. Second is evaluate information. So now you have to work on those evaluation as soon as you get that information. So examine that gathered information closely, distinguish between the credible and unreliable sources, separate fact and opinion, and evaluate the quantity of the data. That is how you can evaluate your information is. Third one is identify assumption. So what is identify assumption? Is any underlying assumption or belief that might influence your decision making. So that is you can identify assumption. Fourth one is evaluate pros and cons. What is a positive and what is a negative for that year evaluation? That is very important. Engage in a process of weighing the advantage and disadvantage of each opinion. Consider potential benefit, risk, and consequences, or make decisions that align with your goal. That is the important part. Is like whatever you are evaluating, it's align your goal or align your use case. That is very critical. And the last is problem solve. Decision making often involves solving a problem or addressing a challenges. Like if you are working on use case, you have some problem, and then you are working on that use case to solve that problem. That is what it important part is. Critical thinking with its blend of analytic and critical skill give you the problem solving tool you need to break down a complex issue into the manageable part. So you have to redefine your domain, your use case, and then work on that one. You have to start working on the small part, and then slowly you can resolve that problem. Critical thinking is like having a trusted guide on your decision making journey. It helps you to gather information, think logically, and weighs your opinion before closing a path. The quality of being analytical, curious, open-minded, research-focused, and logical prepare your practical critical thinking. That is important. So use critical thinking, data, and AI together. Critical thinking, basically, these are the three part you have to keep in mind whenever you're working on the critical thinking and use case. So critical thinking, this is a human element, reasoning, skeptical, ethical judgment, and contextual understanding. Second part is data. Data is a foundation. Based on that one, you are taking a decision. Raw input on which both AI and human analysis depend on. That is very important. And then now AI is a tool. You can process huge volume of the data, identify the pattern, make prediction, and automate your task is. So critical thinking and all data and AI work together to support each other is. So if you, in other way, you can think in the what is the purpose and then use of that one. So suppose that if you are working on your critical thinking about human element, is the purpose of that one is evaluate information, question assumption, and make informed decision. What is the role for this critical thinking is act as a safeguard against the blind trust in data or AI output. And we can take as example as a human analyst questions why an AI recommend a business strategy that contradicts makes experience. So that is a use of the. So similarly, if you take the example as a data, this part is data is a foundation, and then purpose of this data is provide the evidence and context for the decision making. Role, what is the role of the data, your critical thinking and your decision making is enable pattern recognition, trend analysis, and insight generation. It is it will enable for you so that you can work on that particular use case. What is the example you can take? Suppose that you are working on the sales data across the regions, identify underperforming area needing intervention. So it is all based on your data. If you have a proper data, then you can easily take decision. Certain area of your sales region is not working properly. Similarly, if you take the AI tool, the purpose of the AI tool is amplify capabilities, uncover hidden insight, and accelerate processing. So now you have a data. Now AI will help you out to enhance your insight, so that you know what exactly what is going with your that particular reason on the sales side. So what is the role of the AI is it provides a scalable, intelligent, and decision support. So that's what use of the AI as a tool. So now let's jump on the how we can ask question with for the data and AI side. So these are the point. First, you have to think before asking any question, similar to critical thinking. Effective questioning is a cornerstone of the critical thinking. It is your most valuable tool to delve deeper into issues, challenges, and opportunity. In the context of data-driven decision-making, effective questioning is a paramount. It allows you to go beyond surface level information, access the hidden gem within a data set is. So effective questioning has a power to unlock fresh insight, challenge assumption, and simulate innovative thinking. So these are the things. Is suppose that you're taking example as a simulate critical thinking. So is questions, challenge, assumption, and encourage analysis. I take the one example is instead of asking what is your answer, why is that answer? That is your question supposed to be asked. What is the alternative? It exists. Same thing you can take the example is drives discovery and innovation. What kind of question you can ask? So breakthrough the idea often begin with the question no one has asked before. Suppose that take example is what if we approach this form of opposite angle, or suppose that you are taking as a sales department. So what is the effective way to resolve this sales problem? So that you can ask so that you can discover more information from there. Third one is promote deeper learning. How you can ask that kind of question is basically learner retain more when they are engaged in inquiry rather than a passive reception. So one example is like questioning. You should ask such a question so that you can get the more insight of that information is. In sales side, you can ask like what exactly issue with the sales particular reason, that you can ask that kind of question so that you can understand more deeper into that particular problem. Fourth one is build better conversation relationship. Now you can ask open-ended, thoughtful question so that you know more friendly information, and you can work on those problem based on that answer is. Suppose that leader generally they ask is how I can support to improve your sales cycle for that particular reason. That is a more supportive kind of question, and then it will increase your relationship with your partner or with your person, and then you can work on that problem. Same thing is last lead to better decision. Questioning uncover blind spot and bias. That how you can ask a particular this topic is. Suppose that you can ask question like what are we not seeing, or what data could disprove our current assumption is. So you can find the more answer on that particular sales side. So this way you can ask a question for the data and AI side so that you can resolve some of the underlying problem. So I categorize is how you can ask a different type of effective question. Generally we define the different type of question in couple of category, but I listed out here 4. As a first, you can ask as open-ended question. This question encourage thoughtful and detailed response, allowing respondent to express their viewpoint more fully. Is basically is it is allowing you to get the more information, more detailed information, and your you will get the more insight of that particular problem. That's it's open ended. So what is can you please give that more detail on particular sales problem? So it open the more broad area you can work on that part is. Same here, close end question. This particular kind of question you can ask yes and no. You know most of the part. You are working only taking a decision side. Generally, you ask this kind of question. So whether we should act on this solution and second solution, that kind of question generally is end with the close end question. Same thing is like a probing question. Probing question is more clarification, like can you please explain more this reason demography so that I can take the decision on a sales cycle. So is more probing, is we are going to more deeper into that problem is. And then last is leading question. Leading question, this kind of giving the different perspective, like suppose that you're working on the sales side. So how we can improve into our product so that we can work on the particular that demographic location. So that kind of leading question so that you can improve your product side is. So and similarly, a couple of another type you can list it out, which is I'm not listed over here, is like a reflective question, which is promote self-awareness. Hypothetical question, suppose that particular product is not working, how I can improve, that is a hypothetical question. Analytical question, break down and evaluate each and every part of your problem. That is a more analytical kind of question. So these are the couple of more type. So now another thing is frame question for the data and AI analysis is art of basically is art of asking question is very important. Your question supposed to be take a specific strategy role. Whatever you are asking is very focused to your solving problem rather than to any hypothetical question. It is very essential to formulate your question that are directly aligned with your data collection analysis goal, and always keeping your research or business object in forefront is. So let's say you are part of the data analytics team working for a well-known e-commerce platform. The company is keen to improve its product recommendation system to boost customer engagement and sales. The current system rely on collaborating, filtering, but company is eager to harness the power of AI and data analytics to take personalized to the next level. By using AI and data analytics, the company aim to deliver higher tailored product and suggestion that match each customer unique performance and shopping habit. That's you can frame that question so that you will get that answer is. So now I put the another thing is how ethical decision making with AI. Ethical questioning technique let you explore the moral dimension of choice and action. It is also allow you to comprehensively examine the ethical consequences of various decisions and can be instrumental in ensuring moral responsible decision making is. So when you are working on data AI, so it is very important that you are working on how you are making decisions based on ethical. So the ethical implications are often significant. Critical thinking provide the framework to examine these implications comprehensively rather than treating AI as a neutral or infallible authority. AI can reflect or amplify biasness is based on the what the data is. So you have to work on the couple of side to make sure that you're taking decision not the bias. So AI system learn from historical data which can carry discriminatory pattern like bias hiring or bias loan approval. So those are you have to be very you have to keep in mind. You have to work on that particular part. Critical thinking help decision makes ask thoughtful question: is this output is fair, or who might be executed or harmed by this decision is. So these are the things you can ask and make sure that you're taking decision ethical decision making with AI. So data is not always neutral. It's always be the collection of it's always based on the source of data or geography of data where it's coming. The collection, selection, and interpretation is data all human choices. So the critical thinking allow you to challenge those choices and ensure transparency and fairness. Not all outcomes are acceptable, even if predictive. Just because AI predict a certain behavior may reinforce over policing in marginalized community that you have to be take care. Suppose that you are in the policy maker person, and then when you are working on the certain set of data, make sure that the data is not only representing one set of people, rather than it should be represent the whole set of people. So the data is always fair. Make sure that you are taking the fair amount of sample of data, not like a biased data. That is very important. A critical ethical lens asks: should we act on this prediction? What right or dignity might be at stake? That is, you have to always ask when you are working on the AI side. Ethical decision making is very important. Decision making model. So I just put the definition of decision making model. What is it is a decision making model or a structure approach or theoretical method used to understand how decisions are made either by the individual, group, or system like AI. So why we use the decision making model? Basically to guide a complex or high stake decision, or to reduce bias and guesswork, or to improve the strategic thinking, or choose the best opinion from the multiple alternative, or align your decision or make sure that your decision align with the data value and goal. That is a very important. That's why the decision making model is there. So now I put over here is different type of decision making model. You can take example. This framework are designed to help organization and individual make more informed, objective, and effective decision based on the empirical evidence. So here I put the 6 different decision making model, but is more than that. I just highlighted few important or bold decision making model. Like a rational model is a data driven high investment decision, that is business strategy, resource allocation. Their place this model generally use. Second is bounded rationality model, is time constrained, uncertain, and resource limited environment. There we can use the bounded because you are working on the certain set of or bounded information. That's based on that one. This model is helpful. Intuitive model, expert judgment, crisis response, creative field. There you can use it. You need immediate response. There you can use this model. Same thing, recognition prime decision model. This model help where the high pressure real time decision, emergency responder. Then they use this kind of model. Another one is Vroom Yotam Jago model. Generally, this model help to the leadership team or management team. And the last but not least is prospect theory, behavioral economics, understanding customer behavior, risk analysis. So these are I listed a couple of models which help to understand, which help you to the take decision based on your use case. So data-driven decision framework. So data-driven decision framework provide a systematic step-by-step method by using data to guide decision. So every step you need is data. Based on those data, you can take decisions. So data is paramount, and then you are working on the data. They help transform raw data into the actionable insight, ensuring that decisions are logical, evidence-based, and aligned with the strategy goal. So here is aligned with the strategy goal is very important, because whatever your data, and based on that one, what you're solving, what use case you're working, that is always aligned with your decision. So what is data-driven decision framework is? I just put the two as a decision framework, data-driven decision framework, but is available here. I just put so that you can understand what is how you can take decisions. Suppose that decision tree is a visual analytic tool used to support structured decision making. It map out decision and their possible consequences in a tree-like diagram. So suppose that I'm taking a weather. What kind of weather is today? Today is sunny or cloudy or rainy. Based on that one, suppose that is sunny, it is humid or not humid. And then if it is humid, so it is high or low. So based on that one, you are taking all decision over here. Same thing is rainy, where is windy or not windy. You got to know like how you can find. And then is cloudy. Similarly is POG matrix. POG matrix is also very helpful whenever you are working on the multiple set of data, comparing with the multiple sets. Suppose that I'm just taking one example over here is how you can explain is, suppose the laptop A and is working on certain criteria. Laptop B perform the better than the baseline but has a lower battery life and higher price. Laptop C has a worse performance but battery life is better and lower prices. Based on this score, if you look for the score, based on the score, laptop C seems to be the best choice for overall. So that's how you can compare like a different data. You are deciding which one is good for you. It is not saying is laptop A is baseline. Based on that one, laptop B and C, I decided is laptop C is better for me for certain use case. Maybe is laptop B is useful for the other use case. So that's how you decide. So the POG matrix is simpler and faster than decision tree. In logistic and supply, generally wherever the logistic and supply chain management come in picture, data-driven decision framework can be applied to optimize the movement of goods. Generally, we use this during that time is whenever you are working on logistic and supply chain management side. This matrix is very helpful. So now I'm introducing the AI model. There are a couple of AI model is available. I listed over here a couple of them. So AI model, intelligent and machine learning are powerful tools that can support your decision making process. So here the type of this AI model is, first is supervised learning model. Learn from the level data input from with known output. Unsupervised learning model, work with the unleveled data. Reinforcement learning model, learn by the interacting with an environment. Natural language processing, NLP model, designed to understand, generate human language, is basically whenever you're talking the chat GPT side, there you're talking simple plain language, there you're getting a response as a plain language. That is where the NLP come in picture. Generative AI, whenever you're working on any knowledge based or document, there is a generative AI come in picture. Generating content, that is you are generating generative AI come in picture. And hybrid and specialized model is combine multiple learning method or as a teller to the specific domain. This is very specific to the particular domain. Is I'm just taking a few use case or example so that you understand is where this model generally use it. Suppose that if you are working on the healthcare domain, and AI model is assisting in disease diagnosing and personalized treatment, planning, improving patient care. There we can use a supervised learning model. This model will help you to do that use cases. Similarly, if you are working on the finance department, where you are doing the risk assessment and trading a strategy in real time, what kind of investment we are taking, there is also it's a supervised model will very helpful during that time. Similarly, when you are working on the autonomous vehicle basically AI powered self-driving vehicle make real-time decision for safe and efficient navigation. That scenario we use a multiple AI model, like first is supervised model, second is unsupervised model, and third one is reinforcement model. So these three generally we work, because supervised model some of them outcome, but some of the outcome you don't know. Suppose that any person all of a sudden came in front of your car, comes in front of your car, so car has to take decision. This is completely not expected output is, so that is unsupervised learning model will come in picture. And reinforcement, suppose that you have this model will, whenever your car is working on the certain lane, you are enforcing your car to the work only drive on the certain lane, not like any lane is. There is you implement the reinforcement learning model. So this is where all three model come in picture. Similarly, manufacturing and supply chain side, you are monitoring your product and you are monitoring your logistic. During that time, you are supervising. So this model will help you to that use cases. So now I just put the what is how AI is work with the bias and fairness. So bias and fairness in AI. So bias in AI basically is bias in AI refer to the systematic error or unfair preferences in algorithmic output that disproportionately affect certain group is. So here is I just listed out four where generally we see the data used to train model reflect existing inequality and stereotype is. Suppose that I'm taking the training data biases. So training this data basically, whenever you are hiring person, you are train your algorithm about the hiring person. So you are looking to the looking for the candidate, what is the previous hiring, and then based on that one, does it work for me, or certain geolocation or certain race. So there you have to work on that training data biases. Same thing labeling biasing is. Labeling biases is leading black individual or any race threatening the facial recognition data. There is you are labeling, there you have to work on that part is. Human annotator may inject their own bias when labeling training data is. There is that where it come in picture. Same is algorithmic bias. The model design or learning process may prioritize accuracy for one group over other. Same thing is medical AI system performing better or data from one ethnic group to the other. That is where algorithmic bias come in picture. Deployment bias, the context in which AI used may amplify bias even if the model itself is neutral. So there is a deployment bias will come in picture. Same thing is fairness in AI side. Is fairness in AI about designing, developing and deploy a system that treat individual and groups equitable regardless of race, gender, age or other characteristics. So I listed out a couple of here is like demographic parity, how you can rectify equal outcome across group, that is a same loan approval across your different race or gender, that you have to work on that part is demographic parity. Equal opportunity, opportunity is basically whenever somebody working on the certain job, it it doesn't discriminate between your gender, and it gives the equal opportunity, or a certain race, it gives the equal opportunity, equal true positive rate across the different group. That is where the equal opportunity come in picture. Same thing is individual fairness. Similar individual provide receive similar treatment. That is where it come in picture. And then counterfactual fairness, a decision should be the same in a what if world where the person had a different race or gender. That's this counterfactual fairness coming picture. Integrating AI with the business strategy and decision making. That is very important. So integrating AI with the business strategy and decision making means embedding artificial intelligence, AI, not just as a tool for automation, but as a core driver of innovation, competitiveness, and long-term value creation. It turned AI, a back office function, into a strategic asset that shape what the business does and how it decide to do it. That is how you define your strategies. Why integrate AI into the business strategies? So why you need to integrate? First, you are enhancing decision speed and inequality. Second is uncover new revenue stream through data insight. Third one, improve customer experience through the personalize and prediction. Fourth one is enable a smarter resources allocation. And the fifth and last one is strengthen competitive advantage through the innovation. So I'm just giving one example of how this different key area of AI integration strategy work is. Suppose that you are working with strategic planning is, and then AI can forecast market trend, customer behavior, and economic shift is. Example, using a predictive analytic for new marketer entry on the pricing strategy. Same thing is customer-centric innovation. AI help personalize product and service at a scale. There you can take the decision based on the AI output is. You can also improve the operational efficiency through the AI. AI optimize supply chain maintenance, schedule staffing, and logistic. Example, predicting machine failure, triggering prevention maintenance. That is where you can use AI. Same thing is risk management. You can use it in the risk management for your AI strategies. Suppose machine learning model detect fraud, compliance breaches, and emerging threat. These are use case you can use during your banking system. Wherever you see like an unrelated, unusual activity within your account, there you can use it. And then last one is talent and workforce strategy is AI identify the skill gap, predict attrition, and support recruitment is where the AI you can use it for your AI strategies. Key success factor for AI in business strategy and decision making is these are the few bullet point is executive buy-in. You have to be leadership must champion AI strategy role. That is very important. They have to understand the whole AI ecosystem, how AI work for there and how their use case will work for AI, or AI will work for your use case. That is important. Your higher management should know, or they can work on that part. Second is a cross-functional collaboration. Your team has to be work closely to enable data, IT, business team, and all different group work together to collaborate their solution and create the AI friendly. Agility, AI strategy must adopt as a data model and market evolve. So it's all like every time market is evolving with the new challenges. AI strategy is always adjust based on the new challenges. And the last is governance. Clear in AI side, you have to be a clear policy for AI ethic, compliances, and accountability. So that is a key success factor for AI in business strategy and decision making. So now my final thought is integrating AI into a strategy is not just about the technology. It is about transforming how you think, operate, and compete. That is, you are working for your use case. AI is helping, integrating AI is helping to your strategy, to how to compete with your competitor, how you can ahead of your market. That is where the AI will help you out. So you have a clear use case or clear problem you are solving through AI. That is very important. Is companies that do this will gain a scalable decision advantage, making faster, smarter, and more informed move than the competition. So that where you can take the benefit of AI with your decision making, and then it help and enhance your whole overall performance of your company and your team. That is very important. So this is my final slide, and feel free to contact me. You can reach out to me with this email. I can help you out. And thanks for joining for this webinar. Thank you very much.